What's going on, my friend Nick Anderson here, and I'm fired up to be shooting this video for you. I just got back from Portland, Oregon last night. We were spending about a week out there, shooting some videos, masterminding, gearing up everything for the launch coming up over this next month. And I wanted to take some time this week before I fly out to Maui, Hawaii in about 7 days for a company event, is put together a video training series for you, okay? Because I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook here from people asking, what is it that I do? How can they build their business? How can they generate more leads, and how can they make money online? Okay, so if your goal is to make money online, whether you already have a business or you're looking to start a business, the inside of this video training series, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to show you A to Z how to go from zero to basically badass inside of your business, how to master attraction marketing, how to generate an unlimited amount of leads to your business, and how to clear the six-figure mark inside of your business if that's your goal, or whether you're just trying to make a couple thousand per month. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, legally, check this out here. Income disclosure, legally I can't guarantee anything because, most people out there, they don't take action. I say results aren't typical, so don't be typical. I can't guarantee that you're going to even apply what I teach you. I can't guarantee that you're going to put in the work, that you're going to put in the hustle, that you're going to put in the grind, okay? Because I want to warn you, it's not easy, all right? This is hard work. What I'm going to be showing you how to do, you got to be willing to do it! You got to be willing to hustle. You got to be willing to dedicate, a few years of your life to mastering this skill set to where you can set yourself up financially for the rest of your lifetime. Because a lot of people out there, they're working the 40-40-40 plan where they're working 40 hours per week. They work for 40 years of their life and they try and retire on 40% of their income. And this right here is the 3 to 5 year plan to set yourself up financially for the rest of your life. And I know you've probably heard that before, whether you're in like network marketing, people preach that to you, and it's a lot of bullshit out there, not gonna lie, just being straightforward with you. The reality is, you gotta be willing to hustle hard, but what I'm gonna be showing you how to do over the next couple weeks is how to compress time frames so you don't have to wait 30 or 40 years climbing the corporate ladder in a 9 to 5 to be able to set yourself up financially for retirement, okay? See, I'm only 24 years old, and for the past 4 years now, I've been blessed and fortunate enough to be able to travel the world, gone to several different countries, and have created the income and lifestyle of my dreams. And I want to be able to pay it forward, give back to you, and teach you how to do the exact same thing, whether your goal is to, live like a nomad. Maybe you want to live out of a backpack and not have to worry about money, buying a plane ticket, going to some foreign country. Maybe you want to go to Thailand and just spend a whole month there. Just within the past couple months, I did that with my girlfriend. We went to Chiang Mai. We did a lot of stuff out there. We went to Bangkok, and then we went to Phuket down south. I think it's pronounced Phuket. Not exactly sure. I'm American, so I'm bad with pronouncing stuff. But if you want to be able to do that, or if you're the type of person that doesn't want to leave your hometown, you just want to be able to spend more time with your family so you're not stuck at a cubicle at an office job, and you want to be at home raising your kids and be around during the most important parts of their life and be able to have the income to support your whole family, okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so stay tuned. I got a lot of value for you in this video. Right now we're at the Portland, Oregon airport, and we're about to take a tour of the city, so I want to invite you to come along with us. Alright, so let's dive into everything. Now, over the next couple minutes, I'm going to be dispelling some myths, pointing out some BS out there, and also laying out some truths and some things that you need to be doing in order to get results. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of bullshit out there online. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of spam, there's a lot of people out there just trying to get your money and not provide you any real value, okay? So my intention over this video and this whole video series is to just be real with you, be transparent with you, and tell you everything that you need to know to go from zero to badass inside of your business and be able to create the income and lifestyle that you want, okay? So let me just give you a background about myself, where I come from, so you know how I can help you out, okay? So I got my start in the network marketing industry back in 2012 when I was 19 years old. I had just gotten out of school and I was really contemplating what I wanted to do with my career. I'd been through 2 years of college and I was confused as fuck, dude. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was just taking random majors, switching from classes to classes, just following some friends, choosing what majors they were choosing because I really had no passion for school. You know, I would sit in class and I would like fall asleep whenever the teacher was giving lectures. And granted, I got good grades, but good grades doesn't determine how successful you're going to be. You know, they always say that like A students end up working for C students, you know, but hey, if you apply your work ethic in school and to study tests into this business, into your business that you're going to be launching, then it's going to be unbelievable the results that you're going to be able to produce, okay? So when I was 19 years old, I got started with the business. First and foremost, it was a health and nutrition company, and the company, it's no longer in business anymore, but it was a great learning experience. You know, it was great for young people to figure out how to become an entrepreneur, what books to read, what mindset to have, what skill sets to take, how to be a better public speaker, how to be more confident in front of a room of people. So I took those skill sets and I've applied them over the past few years to be able to create multiple six-figure businesses in different companies. And I'm just going to pop it up right here just to show you proof that this works, okay? Inside of one of the businesses, you know, I was able to produce over 6 figures within the last 6 months. And this is just one of my, you know, multiple streams of income, okay? So, you know, income disclosure results aren't typical, so don't be typical, right? You know, go above and beyond, become above average, go beast mode inside of your business. Now, here were some things that kind of held me back from achieving success a lot sooner, because for the first 2 years inside of my business, I struggled miserably, man. You know, I was selling things just to stay afloat, just to afford my auto ship. You know, I was selling my clothes, I was selling my skis, I could barely afford food. I was living off like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, eating like eggs every single day in order to get my business afloat for 2 years, because I simply just didn't know how to build a business online, right? You know, I had to figure it out. I had to be one to invest. And I invested over $30,000 over that 2-year period to be able to figure things out. I invested in different courses and different books, into different trainings, into different businesses, just to figure it all out. And at a young age, you know, I was a little bit naive. You know, I believed a lot of people, you know, that were preaching the dream, but living the nightmare. And within my first business, you know, I was taught to do things the traditional way, right? So just to enlighten you a little bit, traditional network marketing from like the 50s and 60s when Amway, Nutrilite, Herbalife, all those companies first started, what they were teaching people to do was to write down a list of their family members and friends, right? Get like a notebook like this and just write down, you know, 100 names of your best friends, your family members, relatives, people you went to school with, people you go to church with, people you work with. And then what you are supposed to do is call them up and invite them, or text them and invite them to a home event, to a 3-way call, to a Skype call, to a one-on-one meeting, or to a hotel presentation, right? Where your upline would help you out if you had a great upline. If you didn't, then you kind of had to present the business to them yourself, which is frustrating because if you don't know how to present a business, then you're going to receive objections like it's a pyramid scheme, it's too good to be true, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, how much money are you making, right? So I had to learn, and you have to learn how to overcome all these objections. Now here's the issue with it, okay? Your time is limited. You can always get more money, but you can never get your time back. Jim Rohn says, time is the most valuable asset on this planet, okay? And if you're building your business through the traditional method and you're not adapting by leveraging technology like computers, smartphones, social media, and different systems to automate your business and your income, then you are going to fall behind over the next decade, okay? And let me explain why. Okay, so what I was doing to build my team, it worked, right? I was able to build a business of like 800, 900 people. Granted, I was in a health and nutrition company, so I was only making like $1,000 per month or something because high inventory production costs, high shipping costs, doesn't allow the company to pay out much to the distributors when you make sales, right? So personally now I'm more into digital products and service-based products because, you know, they're able to pay out more to the distributors while still providing an awesome amount of value. But when you're building a business, if you're doing it belly to belly offline, right, you can hustle, you can build up some good clientele, but your time is limited, like I said. So let's say you're doing like one-on-one meetings all day, you know, you might be able to meet with like 10, 20 people per day max. Like granted, if you're driving all over the place and you're hustling really hard, or you might be able to do like 30 to 50 Skype calls or 3-way calls a day, or like a few home event presentations per day where you're packing the room of like 20 or 30 people. But I want you to imagine just for a second, okay, what it would be like to make a video or post something up on your Facebook wall and have hundreds of people see it within the matter of an hour or less, okay? And those people are qualified people that are actually interested in what you're selling, as opposed to family members and relatives and friends that are just skeptical, that are just throwing objections at you of why it won't work for you and just trying to talk you out of it, right? So it's a whole different ballpark here of who you're gonna be attracting to your business. And over the next couple of days, I'm gonna dive deeply into this stuff, okay? So after about, I'd say 2 years, I had a breaking point where, I had to move back home with my parents, and, I was dead broke. I had, spent all my money, on rent, on travel and things like that. And I was really getting no traction. I was only making a couple $100 per month inside of my business after 2 years, dude. So it was at the point where I was either going to quit or I was going to figure out a different way to do it. Because like Albert Einstein said, right? The definition of insanity, doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. Like a hamster on a wheel, I felt like I was spinning, getting nowhere. So if you feel that way right now, I want you to listen very, very closely, okay? Because I discovered a concept called attraction marketing. But attraction marketing simply means being able to brand yourself and portray your business, your brand, your community, your team, your movement in a way that is super attractive, that is going to bring about the perfect customer or the perfect business builder to your business, okay? And there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. And over the next few days, I'm gonna dive into those ways, okay? But the first thing that you gotta understand is the mindset for success that you gotta have is 80% of success, okay? I'm gonna say that again. The mindset that you need to have for success is 80% of success. The 20% is the mechanics, okay? It's how to, make a cold call. It's how to give a presentation. It's what to say in a video, right? It's how to construct a sales funnel. It's how to construct an autoresponder. That's really 20% of everything. The 80% is how you think, how you approach failures, how you approach adversity, how you deal with frustration, how you deal with negative people in your business trying to talk you out of it, right? It's having a high emotional intelligence as well as a psychological intelligence to be able to deal with problems that come your way, okay? So the very first thing that I want you to do is I want you to pause this video right now, go on Amazon and purchase this book right here, okay? It's called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. There's also an audio format of it on YouTube. If you just type in T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, of him speaking on stage, he pretty much breaks down the psychology that wealthy people have, because whether you realize it or not, success is like an iceberg, right? The 20% that's above the water, that's what people see, right? That's the result. That's the fruits of your label. That's the income, right? That's the lifestyle. But the 80%, the big chunk of the iceberg that's beneath the water, it's what he talks about in this book right here, okay? It's how to have a bulletproof mindset to where, you can get through anything, because there's no such thing as failure. Think about it. Failure is a frame of mind. You're not a failure unless you decide to be one. You're not a failure unless you quit something. See, a lot of people in my first business, about 90% of them quit simply because they got frustrated when it wasn't working for them as quickly as they thought it would. They were expecting to get rich in a week, dude. Like, how ridiculous is that, right? I mean, if you think about it, sure, you probably have wanted to make money your first month, but if you don't make money in a month, what's gonna happen? You're gonna go back up into your head. You're gonna start thinking, oh, maybe this doesn't work for me. Maybe this is too good to be true. Maybe my uncle Mike, who works as a car mechanic, was right. Maybe this is a pyramid scheme. Maybe I should quit this. And then they drop out, right? Well, if you have that 80% down, that bulletproof mindset, then when negative people come at you, negative circumstances, situations, people quit your business, any sort of mishap happens along the road, any sort of speed bump or obstacle or wall, you're going to be able to get past it because you're tuned into the frequency of success, and you're going to be able to break through any wall that comes in your way, okay? So this is a very valuable book. Another book that I would highly, highly recommend you get is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is pretty much the Bible of personal development. He talks about everything in this book that you need to have, from the mindset to the mastermind to the skill set as well, okay? So mindset is first and foremost, right? Before I get into the how to make money online aspect, the how to generate leads, how to brand yourself, how to build any business, right? If you don't have this mindset, you're fucked, dude. You're screwed, because simply put, like what I've been saying over the past few minutes, any sort of obstacle, you're just going to talk yourself out of it, right? It's like this old saying is like your mind is the garden, your thoughts are the seeds. Either you can plant flowers or you can plant weeds. So many people out there, they're planting weeds in their mental garden, or they're filling their mental factory with just crap, right? It's like if you're sitting in your house, okay, and a friend comes over to your house with a bag full of rats, and he puts the rats down in your kitchen and lets them run loose in your house. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and be like, Oh, that's fine. It's whatever. They can eat up my house. That's okay. No, you're gonna either tell him to get rid of the rats or get the fuck out of your house, right? You're not gonna sit there and let him keep coming in and drop off rats. Now, if you tell him, okay, please don't put rats in my house, and he shows up the next day, comes for dinner with another bag of rats, are you just gonna keep letting him doing it? Of course not. But there's so many people that let their friends, their family members, their relatives, people around them put rats in their head. And the rats are just simply like pests, right? They're pests that, are negative thoughts, negative ideas, negative beliefs. Because your whole life, the results of your life that you're living right now, the fruits of your labor is a direct result of your beliefs, okay? And what do I mean by that? Well, our whole lives, we believe certain things to be true. And your beliefs, what you believe determines what you make true. I want you to write that down. What you believe determines what you make true. Okay, so when you're born to however old you are right now, I'm 24, you might be like 18, you might be 118, your whole life is based on other people's beliefs, right? So when you're born, money, number one. Okay, so you either believe you have to work hard to make money. People that have a lot of money are what? Rich people are fill in the blank, evil, greedy, crooks, criminals, right? So you adopt these beliefs from other people, and those become unconsciously associated and attached to your core to when you try and make money, you will self-sabotage yourself with anything. So if I teach you how to make over 6 figures and you still have these beliefs of limitations, lack, and scarcity thinking, then when you start to make money, you're going to self-sabotage yourself and bring yourself back to where you originally are. So success is not a work ethic. Success is not a destination or anything like that. Success is a vibration and a frequency. So if you want to tune into the frequency of success, reading good books is going to help you do that. Okay, now don't go crazy overboard with it. There's a balance between the two, right? You don't want to be locking yourself in your room all day and just reading 24/7. Although that will help you grow your mindset, you're not going to get any results from that, because there's 4 worlds that we live in, right? So we have the mental world, we have the spiritual world, we have the emotional world, and then we have the physical world, okay? So every single world is different, coexisting at the exact same time, right? Your mental world is your thoughts, what you're thinking, how you perceive ideas, right? How you solve mathematical problems, right? Your emotional world is your heart, right? That's how you're feeling. That's how you deal with stress, happiness, sadness, fear, anxiety, maybe thrill, joy, passion, purpose, all of those things, how you really feel. Then you have the spiritual world, this whole world beyond us, like this energetic being, if we get into the conversation of like God, what you believe to be God, a lot of people believe it is some bearded dude in the sky. Some people might say it's like energy or source or something like that. So there's those 3 worlds. Now the physical world, that's the world you and I live in, right? That's what you can see, that's what you can taste, that's what you can touch, that's what you can feel. That's like your house, that's the, money, the income, the books that you can feel, the notebooks, all that stuff. Now your physical world is a printout of the other 3 worlds. Okay, your physical world is a printout of the other 3 worlds. And T.R. Becker talks about that in this book, and he relates it to a tree, right? With a tree, when it grows fruits, the physical, the fruits are a direct printout of what? The roots. How healthy are the roots is going to determine how healthy the tree is. Now, obviously, the sunlight, the soil conditions, the water, that's simply like the environment in which you're in. The friends that surround you, the books that you're reading, the things that you're feeding your mind, how you're feeling on a daily basis to be able to put into your business. So when you learn to master the emotional and the intellectual intelligence and the personal development aspect by reading good books, when you start taking action over the next few days, dude, you are going to be absolutely blown away with the results that you're going to be able to accomplish. But just understand, you're not going to be able to reprogram your unconscious mind overnight, okay? Especially if you're like 50 years old, you have a lifetime of beliefs that need to be reprogrammed, right? And some beliefs serve you, some beliefs don't serve you, right? We might have beliefs of like self-preservation and survival, to keep us safe. So if you associate like building a business with something that's going to put you in danger, you're going to self-sabotage yourself, right? So you need to reprogram your unconscious mind, and there's 4 stages that you have to go through for that. Okay, so the first stage is unconscious incompetence. Okay, it's unconscious incompetence. That basically means you don't know what you don't know. So let me give you an example. Okay, so when you're a kid, you don't even know what money is, right? You don't even know that you have to work to make money. You don't even know how your parents make money. You don't even know that it takes money to purchase stuff, right? You're just a little kid just trying to figure out your way in the world, trying to figure out how to walk and how to go to sleep without pissing your pants, right? So when you finally figure out what money is, maybe your parents give you some. They tell you that, hey, if you clean the bathroom, I'll pay you a quarter, right? and they tell you they have to, they work to make money. So they might tell you money doesn't grow on trees. This is where you start to adopt your early beliefs. Then you become consciously incompetent. So it goes from your unconscious mind, the 80% below the surface, the iceberg, to the 20% of what you're aware of, okay? So you know that you don't have any money. You're like, okay, I realize I kind of know what money is. Now, how do I make money, right? So you're aware of what it is. Now you become consciously competent, okay? So conscious competence is simply the practice phase, right? To where you work, you get paid, you work, you get paid. Maybe you clean the bathroom, you get a quarter, you clean your room, you get $1. Maybe you do something to help your parents out, they give you $1 to go get some ice cream, right? Or another example would be tying your shoes, okay? First, you don't even wear shoes, maybe you wear socks, then you get your first pair of Velcro shoes, then you see your dad with laces shoes, so you're like, okay, the laces exist, then you're consciously incompetent, and then you decide to start tying your shoes, modeling after him. So there's two ways that you can become consciously competent in something, whether that's making money online, becoming better at a sport or an instrument, okay? That is through observation of other people who have what you want, okay? So that observation of everyone who has what you want. So let's say your dad, he knows how to tie his shoes. You're just observing him. It's like, okay, you loop it this way, like through the bunny ears example or whatever, and then you learn how to do it, right? And then through practice and trial and error, you become unconsciously competent. So you go from conscious competence to unconscious competence, right? And unconscious competence is where you know it, you don't even have to think about it, you just do it automatically. Like you might bend down, tie your shoes and not even realize that you even did that. Or you might get off work one day and drive all the way home, show up to your door, walk in and be like, wow, I don't even remember getting in my car. I don't even remember driving. Like, I'm surprised I made it here alive, right? That's the unconscious competence level. It's so ingrained into your nature, into your belief system, into your habits, to where that habit, like let's say you're an early riser, right? You don't even have to set your alarm sometimes and you might wake up early. Or if you're like me and your habit is so ingrained to where you sleep in a little bit, since I haven't worked a job or, I've been out of school for a few years and I've just like built my business, I can wake up whenever. So sometimes I'll wake up at like noon or 1 in the afternoon and get to work and grind till 3 a.m. So our life is all habits, okay? So as long as you're willing to accept that you don't know everything, surrender your ego, right? That's a big trait that you got to have, and you're willing to learn, then you can adopt these skills and you could start learning over the next, couple weeks, couple years, and eventually within the next 5 years, you're going to be a completely different person, because the lifestyle you're living right now is a direct result of the people you listen to, the books you read, the people you hang around with, right? So it's those things right there. And as long as you're willing to surround yourself with more positive people and just not necessarily cut the ties or burn the bridges, but limit your association, that's like one of the most difficult things that I had to do in the start. I had some friends that, they were cool, they're fun to hang out with, but they were pretty negative about network marketing. They didn't really like support me that well with it, or they weren't building the business with me. They didn't want to join me. They tried to talk me out of it. So I had to be willing to find people and associate myself with people who had what I wanted, okay? So the next step was, who do you listen to, right? So I hope you're writing these things down, okay? So who do you listen to? Ask yourself this right now. Who do you listen to, right? In your life, when it comes to making money, do you listen to your parents for their advice? Do you listen to your teachers? Do you listen to your friends? I always say this to people, and this is my biggest advice that I can give you, is listen to everyone, but only adopt the beliefs of those who have what you want. Okay, I want you to write that down. Listen to everyone, but only adopt the beliefs of those who have what you want. So what do I mean by that? Well, listen to everyone, okay? What does that mean? Well, you can learn things from everyone. You can learn things from successful people. You can learn things from homeless people, right? You can learn things from middle class, lower class, or upper class. For people that don't have what you want, you can learn what not to do, right? You can learn what not to believe, how not to treat your kids, right? How not to work at a job, how not to do things. But now successful people, you learn what to do. So it's great to have pros and cons, right? What you shouldn't do and what you should do. It's like, as you grow up in the world, you realize what's bad. You shouldn't rob, you shouldn't hurt people, you shouldn't kidnap people, you shouldn't do all these bad things. And what should do, you should be nice to people, you should care for people, you should treat yourself well, you should treat others well, right? So you get these things of what's good and what's bad in this world, right? Now, only adopt the beliefs of those who have what you want, okay? So if you see someone who is dead broke, always complaining, always blaming, or always justifying the fact that they aren't successful because it's someone else's fault, because they're not getting good tax breaks, it's the government's fault, it's the economy's fault, it's the weather's fault, it's everyone else's fault but themselves. Don't adopt their beliefs, and unless you are willing to accept their reality, okay? Don't adopt their beliefs unless you are willing to accept their reality, all right? So Look at it like this. The first question you should always ask yourself when someone's giving you advice is, does this person have what I want? If the answer is no, then gladly respect their opinion, but don't accept it as your own. Okay, say, I appreciate your feedback. Thanks, man. Don't be like, no, you're wrong. Don't get in and argue with them. It's not worth your energy or the stress that it caused you emotionally, okay? It's just be like, okay, I appreciate your feedback. Now, if someone's giving you advice and they have what you want financially, not only financially, right, but they're living the lifestyle that you want, they're two separate things, right? Because if a doctor or a lawyer is going to give me advice on how to make money, but yet they're investing all of their time into their job and they barely have free time to enjoy their money, I will respect their opinion, but I will not accept their beliefs. Now, if an online marketer is making over 6 figures per month and is living the lifestyle of his or her dreams, being able to travel the world and not have to work more than 2 hours per day to maintain the income, then I will gladly accept that person's opinions because they simply have what I want, both financially and physically in their lifestyle and with their family too. Okay, so once you accept their beliefs, the next stage of this is the training balance scale, and that's actually your teachability index before the training balance scale. Okay, so your teachability index is simply your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. So your willingness to learn is all dependent on how big your ego is. When I was getting started with network marketing, a big saying was, a lot of people have big egos and small bank accounts, right? And that was me, right? I had a big ego. I thought I was the shit. I thought I was the man because, I could play sports. I was fairly decent looking, although I'm no Brad Pitt or anything like that. And I could, speak pretty well. I had a great work ethic and everything. I was like, I should be making 6 figures, right? And I had this massive ego, but I had no results, right? I was making less than $1,000 per month in my business for like the first year and a half almost, and I was just super frustrated, right? Well, I had to surrender my ego. Now, how I did that was through meditation, through surrounding myself with people that had far greater results than me. So it absolutely just squashed my ego. I was like, wow, man, there's so much more out there in this world than what I'm living right now. Like my little bubble right here just got expanded. My consciousness got expanded through meditation, through reading good books, listening to good audios, and surrounding myself with the right people, okay? Meditation, reading good books, listening to good audios, and surrounding myself with the right people. Okay, so that increased my willingness to learn. Now you got to ask yourself, and you got to be brutally honest, dude. You got to be honest with yourself. Are you really, really willing to learn? And the next stage is if you're willing to learn, if you're a 10 out of 10 on willing to learn, you're like, okay, I'm willing to absorb everything that you say because you have the results that I want, Nick. Okay, then the next question you got to ask yourself is your willingness to accept change, because you could be a 10 out of 10 on your willingness to learn, but you could also be a 0 out of 10 on your willingness to accept change. That's like people that like to mentally masturbate on information, right? It's kind of funny. They like to read books and then they get these massive egos because they think they know everything because they've read all these books, right? But they don't have any physical results because they're not willing to take any action because they're not willing to accept change. So the number one question you got to ask yourself to know where you are on this teachability index is, what are you willing to give up? Okay? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up partying on the weekends? Are you willing to give up video games? Are you willing to give up just negative gossip, just watching TV, watching the media? Are you willing to give up maybe your favorite sport for a year to put in the work inside of your business? Because like I said, it's not easy, dude, but it's worth it, okay? So if you're not willing to give up anything, and let's say you're a 0, being honest with yourself, you're saying, okay, I'm a 0 out of 10, not willing to change. I'm not willing to sell my Xbox. I'm not willing to give up skiing. I'm not willing to give up partying with my friends on the weekend, drinking beer, and gossiping about other people or how bad we hate our bosses, right? If you're not willing to give that up, then even if you're a 10 out of 10 on willingness to learn, but you're a 0 out of 10 on willingness to accept change, 10 times 0 is 0. So you are a 0 on the teachability index, right? So you got to be a 10 out of 10. The reason why I was able to excel so fast within the past year is I surrendered my ego, number one, and I pretty much gave up everything, man. I gave up partying. I locked myself in my room, for like a year at a time, and I got to work, dude. I got to hustling. I got to grinding. I got to doing the personal development. I got to listening to the audios, changing my mindset, doing the meditation, surrounding myself with the right people, and willing to invest money and time into my education, and not just like education through school, but education through business and investments and reading, buying the right books and the courses and the mentors to help and coach me, right? Then I was a 10 out of 10 on each, and then my results went through the roof. Okay, so after and it's okay, don't get so down on yourself, and maybe like you're an 8 out of 10 on willingness to accept change. You're like, well, yeah, I don't want to buy a ticket to go to a seminar. Maybe I'm going to kind of hold back on that. That's okay, but always think about it this way. Think, okay, how can I get to increase? What can I do to increase my willingness to learn? Maybe I can give up, 1 day per week of drinking. You know, maybe I can give up 1 day per week of, or a couple hours per day of watching the news or watching TV or the negative crap in the media that they're feeding me, and I can really start plugging into positive, optimistic, uplifting stuff, okay? So as long as you're progressing forward, you will be able to get results, okay? Now, so the next thing is the training balance scale, okay? And I said that at the beginning of this video. The training balance scale, think of it like a teeter-totter, right? With a balance point in between where it can go back and forth, okay? So now let's say 80%, the larger half of the training balance scale is the why. Okay, it's your attitude, it's your mindset, it's your emotional intelligence, it's how you feel, how you think, okay? And it's the purpose, it's your passion behind what you do. Now the 20%, that is the how, okay? That is the technical aspect. That is the, you know, like I was saying, how to construct a sales funnel, how to consult, you know, a sales call, right? How to prospect someone, right? How to write an email, okay? So the 80 without the 20 is incomplete, but the reason why I'm spending so much time within this video to go over the mindset, go over that 80% is simply because that's the most important, right? Then once I teach you in the future videos that 20%, then you're gonna have such a bulletproof mindset and such a high emotional intelligence that when you take action, the results are going to come effortlessly, right? The results are going to come so much easier than they would before. So you won't have to struggle for 30 or 40 years inside of this. So you can, like I say, compress time frames, right? Because success is not a destination. Success is a vibration, okay? So long story short, right? So those are the three things, right? The last thing, you know, step number 4 is, like I was saying, the 4 stages as you go through learning information. That is, you know, the unconscious incompetence, then that comes to conscious incompetence, then conscious competence, then unconscious competence as you start to learn this stuff. So realize that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, okay? So first things first, my call to action for you for this video is to go purchase Secrets to the Millionaire Mind on Amazon by T.R. Becker. If you want to get Think and Grow Rich, get that too. But start with one book at a time. Personally, I like Secrets of the Millionaire Mind because it sets a good framework. It gives you that good financial blueprint, you know, that business thermostat, right, for your emotional, your psychological and emotional intelligence, and that will set up the right framework for your success, okay? So I appreciate you for watching this video. You know, if you have other people in your business that you know need access to something like this and are ready to completely transform their life over the next few days, then share this with them, okay? Let them know, hey, listen, man, you know, I care about you. I care about your success. You know, this guy, Nick, he's willing to help us out. Plug in with this information right here. And over the next few days, I can promise you that I'm going to be able to help you completely transform your life, okay? So go ahead, share that. Drop a comment below, letting me know your thoughts, right? If you have any questions or anything for me, go ahead and comment those below, because this is going to be an interactive video series where I'm going to answer your questions in future videos. And give me a like, drop a comment. Like I said, share it with other people. And with that being said, I will see you on the next videos, and I also will see you at the bank, the beaches of the world, or the ski hills of the world. Talk to you soon, my friend. Peace.
Now go to work, bitch. Go to work, bitch.